I think I don't think the solutions are with helping. I think it's brand new. It's exactly what's happening in the country. Something must stop for something else to start. Yeah. Because what we've been doing all along is we are pacifying a situation. How about we try and reduce? It's patchwork. And it will always be.
Do you really care? You know the truth. Do you really truly care about the environment? Because when you care about things, now you're willing to feel the pain to fix it. In Japan, there are no bins. So whatever you buy, consumerism, you hold with you and you take home and throw it to your bin. That's now another level of mindset.
Oh, discipline.
Yes.
Just discipline.
All their trash after the game.
They
came with their garbage bags and picked all the trash and left their stands completely clean. And the Japanese team, the players themselves, cleaned up their locker room, put all the trash on one side and left a note saying, thank you.
Try Kenya.
What?
In a brand, like a clean as new room.
Yeah.
That's not our policy.
Most of the time when you open the fridge, you open to check what you have.
And that cold air came out. So imagine a million of you all
of you at the same time.
That's the story.
That's the point. So they tell you, you just knock, see, make up your mind, I'm not going to open, then you go. You're judged according to how you contribute to the agreements and the conversations and or with the Paris Agreement, what you said earlier. So I feel like it's so complex, like purposely complex.
Yes.
One of the biggest things we've done that they did before was saying, I don't know, fridges from LG or whatever, they have a certain liquid in the fridge that we need to stop importing. We're like, how? I'm just minding my business. Like, if this fridge is 20K and this one is 25, I'm going 20. You know what I mean? And primarily they're trying to say, oh, this one can, if you knock on the door, instead of opening it, you contribute less to destroying the environment.
Is that why they made those? Come on.
Yeah, opening a fridge. By the way, there's a whole percentage. There's a whole percentage in the world about contributing to emissions when you open your fridge.
Oh, come on.
It's a whole, that's the basis, R&D basis on a fridge.
Which is why now, so if you knock, okay, if I knock and there's a soda in there and I can see it, I'm still gonna open.
Exactly.
No one sorted it.
No, but most of the time when you open the fridge, you open to check what you have.
And that cold air came out. So imagine a million of you all of it
at the same time.
That's the story.
That's the point. So they tell you, you just knock, see, make up your mind, I'm not going to open, then you go. So when you open, you're sure. Imagine.
Guys.
So why is that ridiculous though? Like, isn't that...
It's brilliant.
Guys who are moving. No,
it's a brilliant.
Can I say what I think
it's creating the problem and then solving it.
Yes.
Okay, so it's genius in that level.
Yeah, it's creating
a problem and then
solving it. So the rest of the world did 1, 2, 3. We just found 3 and 4 now. Right?
Yes.
But the argument normally has been, even why African countries are like fighting, is because these guys used coal, they used wood, they used whatever to reach where they are now.
Exactly.
Now that we're here, they say don't use it.
Yeah.
And we just found that.
And they used us too.
Yeah, so now how are we supposed to reach the 4th industrial revolution without going through 1, 2, 3?
I don't think the solutions are with helping. I think it's brand new. It's exactly what's happening in the country. Something must stop for something else to start. Because what we've been doing all along is we are pacifying a situation. How about we try and reduce? It's patchwork. And it will always be.
In simple English, they don't care.
Come sit here.
You know the way guys have been asking. Again, I'll go with Mugash's. Do you really care? You know the truth. Do you really truly care about the environment? Because when you care about things, now you're willing to feel the pain to fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
What these guys have seen, unfortunately, is opportunities for getting
for more money.
Yeah, there are people who care. I'm not now. Let me go back to that and counter that and say, and this is why I love young guys. This young generation truly cares.
Shout out.
The guys who are doing and finding solutions and being innovative. It's a bunch of it is not us millennial guys. Let's be honest. And
that's true.
It's these young guys who are thinking and they're doing it and they're all tied up and they have the conversations. So,
but
it's
you
like
know, the millennials didn't find it. sorry.
Pun intended.
The real
But
bottom
Esther, the millennials didn't find it as bad. The Gen Zs have found it really bad.
Yeah.
So we learned to cope with what we found or what they found. Currently, the solution is, for example, it's raining and there are floods. What does the government do? Fix a bit. No one is thinking, how did we get here? It's just patchwork all over again. But up until I realized the reason it's raining like this, or the reason this is happening, and this is what I need to do, personal responsibility, then I'm going to be thinking, okay, I can make that better. Because what happens if it starts raining and this roof starts leaking? We'll just fix.
Even the rallying call, like when you see a tree cut to make a road, you just like protest, something like that.
And I think it needs to start.
Innovators who are doing like clean stoves. The guys doing good stuff outside the city.
And I'm saying, like, I'm just going off of what you said. It starts with us protesting about the cutting of trees, and then taking it higher and higher up to asking the question about why we're so dependent on roads and fossil fuels and people driving in vehicular traffic when we have the means to build, what is that thing that they were trying to bring in, the BRT?
The BRT
Rapid
system.
transit.
Or a light rail system, for instance, where you can have a much bigger mass of population travel for a much lower per capita amount of fuel spent to take them from point A to point B.
Have you seen how people talk smack about the EB bikes and the Uber cyclists? They're like, this is exactly what we need to do, but someone is like, damn, that person has cycled for long to bring you your pizza. You know what I mean? But we should be like, actually
celebrating them,
maybe have more so that they
them.
don't cycle too long, just have within a radius. But celebrating them.
And make the road safer for them, because
oh my dear God,
my goodness.
But at some point we must get to a point where if we have people who really care, you must create that system where just the way we woke up and there are no paper bags in this country, somebody needs to, and unfortunately I think we're back to the government or whoever has that. Somebody must say no more this, no more, and it's not let's reduce, just no more. Because we survived. By the time you get to the airport and you have a paper bag, God knows you're like, I don't want it. Because immigration finds you, or not immigration, what are they called? They'll find you. So what else, what other measures are these that you say no more and you remove them from the country? Because I feel like we have to rely, unfortunately, on global, should I say, recommendations. Don't do this, it may do this. But we already know. How about you just institute them for Kenya, but you must create that as our day one is, our one day is day one.
You can't host the climate change summit
and change nothing.
Then, on the other end, go and say login is allowed. Like this.
You're gonna wake Mugash up.
It's true. Then what I'm hearing then is we either have like really strict policies that say, and we have a reward system.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you bring us your 16 bottles, we'll give you this.
Why don't
if you do this, you do this, which now can't be government.
Why don't people overlap in other countries? Your picture is taken. There's a consequence to what you did. So because of that, if I bring in a paper bag, something happens. If you're found with this, something happens. So in the same way, I agree. You cannot announce. That's a story for another day. But I'm just saying, we need policies that have action and then a consequence. Assuming one day you're told there was a place to log in, there was a reward system in this country, you're not just punished for being ridiculous. But one day, assuming you never got any overlapping, any of this, any of the other, guys would be like,
if only there was a Ministry of Environment. If only there was a Ministry.
If only they worked.
When we were kids, one of the ways I used to make money when I was young, throwback, we never threw newspapers. Because there was a guy who would come
and weigh them on the way,
and give you change.
And get
that's the reward system.
So there's no time you burnt newspapers, threw a newspaper into the bin.
Never.
That's reward system. And that guy goes with them for another reward system. So it's a system that leads to reward. Don't be fooled. Guys come for your trash for a reason.
That's true.
And you pay for it to be picked.
You guys don't want to partner for that vending machine business?
How much is it?
for chupas?
You guys are making truth log in here.
You guys are going into my
Man, I mean, as being I've seen those in action.
Yeah.
And I remember being, you'd collect all those bottles and
You'd find someone there all day.
And I'd carry them in a paper bag.
Yeah, and come and do it.
And put them in and come back with like 3 euro, because it was like 25 cents per thing.
And
so on the
even
broker
though-
days, it came through.
And even though it was by weighing system, it's still fine.
Yeah.
It's still a reward.
Also, let me go to Rwanda, Kigali. Let's go to Kigali.
Thank you very much.
Something small from a mindset perspective of clean day.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Omuganda.
That's,
Omuganda.
Umuganda.
Yeah.
You get? By Korea, our 99.9% election winner.
Point one.
Big difference.
But I mean, you've got to commend, he has changed the mindset. There's a time, I remember way back in the day, before God blessed me with a car when I was in the months. There's a time a lady literally opened up her window and threw something out. And I remember looking at her and saying, what's wrong with you? And then it hit me, but at their place, there's no bins.
Yeah, trash
Because
cans.
maybe she comes from the slums and there's no trash cans. So how she looked at me, like she was so confused.
Like, why
are you
also-
upset with the throne?
Yeah.
But trash cans is not a thing. In Japan, I was hearing my good boy Trevor Noah saying, in Japan, there are no bins. So whatever you buy, consumerism, you hold with you and you take home and throw it to your bin. That's now another level of mindset.
Of discipline.
Of discipline. Because now they don't even have bins like in the streets and places. So you buy something, you hold that. You buy a Coke can, you're going to hold that can, you're going to put it in your bag. When you get home or the office or into an enclosed environment, that's where you throw it.
Yeah,
I think that's what Mugambi was saying earlier, where it's not one person, it's not one conversation. You must start from somewhere all the way, because as much as we are having one conversation, we could always be picking trash and making sure it's done. And then one day we hear it was so, this streets kutageuka Afghanistan, it will be bad. That's what I'm trying to say. There has to be a way that everybody is responsible to the very end.
Yeah.
So it can't be half and half. It's one conversation leads to the other.
Yeah, it needs to be. And
so that's how you feel like you're in just a loop.
Those same Japanese people who, after they cheered their team at World Cup and their team lost, they picked all their trash.
Just discipline.
All their trash. After the
There's
game,
a way they are.
came with their garbage bags and picked all the trash and left their stands completely clean. And the Japanese team, the players themselves, cleaned up their locker room, put all the trash on one side and left a note saying, thank you.
Try Kenya.
What?
In a brand, like a clean as new room.
Yeah.
That's not policy. That's psyche.
It's actually personal responsibility. It's in you. It's instilled in you. It's the same way. You cannot want to be a leader tomorrow, but your current behavior is a certain way. It's who you are that we are taking all the way. So even the people speaking about climate, I hope it's not a cash grab. It's an ingrown. It's something you believe. It's a belief.
Yes. But also my final point would be then thinking long term. Then you seeing the importance of this to the point where you're beginning to instill it in education, into the culture of the country. Yeah. And that means education, that means all the different factors that come
the video you were saying.
Exactly. So are there songs that kids are singing, so many Vijana, now that version for trash, that begins being part of you. So by the time now you are in university, you are on another level.
Inculcated in you. Something you're about to say?
No, I was talking about Japan.
That's okay.
I still can. We went to Uhuru Park the other day, and you look for a trash can. Anyway, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, can you see on this happy?
We want a vent.
If you guys could just leave us here.
Just take everything away. Just leave us.
So vexed.